All right, here we go. Pre-rigged Ballyhoo 3-pack. One of the most popular items in a tackle store, not just mine, but all over Florida and probably all over the world. Anywhere that you have offshore fishing, you're gonna see 3-pack of Ballyhoo rigged. I'm gonna go through the top 5, 6, maybe 7 things you need to know about buying a pre-rigged Ballyhoo. Number 1, I don't care if it's Bionic Bait, if it's Bait Masters, any of the ones that you see, eyes. Eyes in a Ballyhoo. If you look at any YouTube video, you're going to notice the guy who's ever rigging the bait always takes the eyes out of the bait. Why do we take the eyes out of the bait? Because as you fish the bait, the gases in the eyes expand, and what will happen is it'll bubble up and cause the bait not to swim true. At times it'll actually make them helicopter, spin in the water. So always, number 1, when you get a 3-pack of Ballyhoo, take them out of the pack, take the eyes out. All right, number 2. The fins on a Ballyhoo. The fins, you may not think it's a big deal, it is a big deal. If you look at the fins, these are positioned in that direction. If you look at this pack, they're positioned in the up position, a little awkward. There's a little bone right there at the base. So here's what I would suggest. The minute you take these out of the bag, cut both fins off. Now you got no fins. What does that mean? The fish can swim even more true, and it's not affected by one of those fins. Cut the fins off. All right, so here we go with number 3. Take the bait out of the bag. You look at it. Now, a couple things. First of all, as you look at this, remembering you did not rig this. So what is this? What is number 3? Look at the rig. Take it. If you've got wire, undo your wire so you can find if there's any kinks in it. Make sure you undo that wire. Take a look at your rig. Okay, to be honest with you, this rig looks pretty darn good. The hooks look good here. They're even. The top looks good. The wire, as I'm pulling, has no kinks in it. Look, I'm pulling on that wire to make sure there's no kinks. And as I get down to the haywire twist at the end, it's really, really, really well done. That's a well done haywire twist. Excellent. So honestly, after further inspection, I would fish this one. Number 4. Number 4 when buying a 3-pack of rigged Ballyhoo. Here's what I'm going to tell you. If you look close at this bait, you can see them kind of scrunched at the bottom. And a lot of times when you buy them, they are like that. Okay, number 1, make sure you let it thaw out, okay, naturally. Putting 3 packs of rigged Ballyhoo in a bucket to thaw out and causes them to even more kind of sag in the bag. And what does that mean? That means a lot of times it ruins the tail, or the back end of the fish doesn't swim properly like it should. So you don't want the fish to be sagging down in the bag where you can see that the tails are like that. Lay them flat, let them thaw, air thaw. Listen, when you get to the boat in the morning, put them out, let them thaw naturally. Very important. Putting a half-frozen bait in the water is not the answer, especially with a 3-pack of Ballyhoo. Number 5, 3-pack of Ballyhoo. Number 5, very, very important. Remember, you did not rig this bait when you pull it out of the bag. And you start to look at the bait, and you've gone through all the steps we're talking about. You're gonna unwind it. You're gonna look at it. We're gonna put it on our rod, and we're gonna make sure we thawed it out naturally so it's not half frozen. We got no kinks in our wire. We look at everything. Everything's balanced here. Our hooks look pretty darn good. Our wiring here is good. There's no kinks here to the wire as I feel it. I've inspected my haywire twist. Now here's the last thing. Anytime, or even you YouTubers who watch YouTube, any guy who rigs a Ballyhoo who's gonna tell you to break the back. Break the back of the Ballyhoo. What does that do? That allows for more movement to the bait. They don't break it at the factory. Here's one thing, a little tip. When you break the back, yes, it gives more action to the bait, but it also does one other thing. It causes the bait to rot quicker. Don't ever rig the night before. Rig your baits and crack the back the night before. What you should do is rig your baits, get them all ready. If you're buying a 3-pack of rig bait, once you're getting ready to go put it in the water, slowly start at the top, push down, and break that back. And you can kind of see it there. Once you've done that, do this. Make sure you got your pre-rigged bait looks good. Man, I would fish that one. And again, whether it's Bait Masters or Bionic Bait or Premier Bait or anybody, just look over the bait, take your time. But those are 5 things to remember when buying a pre-rigged bait. Ballyhoo. I was wrong. 6 things you need to know about buying rigged ballyhoo, pre-rigged ballyhoo. When all else fails, guys, you've done everything that we talked about in the film. You took the eye out. You cut off the fins. You broke the backbone. You looked at everything. There was no kinks. The rig was perfect. You put the bait in the water. You thought it out right, and it's just not swimming well. That's when the old chugger comes into play. Have one of these on the boat. It's such a miracle how when you put one of these over a bait, they swim fine. It may not have that digging action, but here's what'll happen. If you're going mahi fishing, this is a perfect bait. Chugger over the top, a little bigger of a footprint for the actual ballyhoo itself, and I gotta tell you, it eliminates all the issues that we talked about. And again, even if you're a professional bait rigger, you're not always gonna get it right, so don't expect every single bait that is pre-rigged and pre-bought at the tackle store to be right. I hope you enjoyed it. I may have a number 7 shortly.
5, 6, 7, 8. We want to smell that nasty bait. Say what?
That's nasty.
That's gross.
That's nasty.
He's Pastor T and the place to be. I'm RJB from the LHP and we're bumping. This song's for you. This ain't the frickin' 2 Live crew, it's a dance. So get off the grass, put on a nasty bait and cast. That's right, that's what we do. Every day we